Quite a week for both candidates and a lot to talk about. We're going to break it down with my political panel, GOPAC chairman, Republican strategist David Avella. Also here tonight, political commentator and Clinton supporter Danielle McLaughlin. All right, guys, there is a lot to talk about. With respect to Hillary, I'm going to start with Hillary. I mean, now she's got to answer the written deposition about the emails, and then we've got the problem with they're now asking for a perjury investigation by the FBI. And I have to tell you, Danielle, although you've got Loretta Lynch, who's not going to do anything, and Jim Comey is not going to do anything, I really think that these requests by Republicans for what I think might be a legitimate investigation based on even the head of the FBI saying she wasn't truthful, might help the down ballot races.
Well, the down ballot races need some help because Trump is becoming problematic for the Republicans. As it relates to perjury, you're obviously a judge, I'm a lawyer. If you look at sort of the four big things that happened within the testimony for the Benghazi and what she said. So number one, she said, I never sent or received anything that was marked classified. That's true. We had these little C's in the bodies of the email.
Yeah, but the C's were marked.
Right, they weren't complete markings.
Plus, she's the one who said, and I don't want to get into the specifics, she's the one who said, you know, she knows it and she doesn't even need to have them marked.
Well,
but
right. But
it doesn't help the down ballot.
I think it probably does. The only other thing I'll say about those three emails is that they weren't actually classified anyway. So we can talk about the technicality, but they weren't actually classified. She did send classified information.
Should have said that the head of the FBI was handing a load of bull?
No, absolutely not. I think Bill maybe should be quiet for a couple of months. I mean, we've talked about this before. The idea that he met on Loretta Lynch on a plane, it's a problem. Even though if there was nothing wrong, the optics are terrible, and it wasn't the best decision. You know, I can be honest about when my people are doing the wrong thing, and I'm sorry, that was a bad one.
Let me go to David. All right, David, Donald Trump made an incredible pivot this week. He gave some major speeches. He read off a teleprompter the whole time. I think the only interview he gave this week was with Justice last night, that being us. And he's been very much on teleprompter. How long do you think that'll last?
Well, if he wants to win, he's going to stay on message, and the message he had this week is a winning message for him. The more he talks about people's security, not only their personal security, but also their economic security, he's going to attract Republicans to come back into the fold, and he's going to get undecided voters coming his way. Our polling recently in Ohio of women voters showed particularly his first ad being effective because it talked about the things voters care about, which is securing the border, defunding sanctuary cities, and deporting illegal immigrants who come here and create heinous crimes.
And you know, I want to talk about that. But David, before I go to the immigrant thing, I want to talk about the fact that Cokie Roberts said that Clinton supporters are morally tainted. Now, this woman works for ABC, PBS, I think, one of them, and you've got the mainstream media actually almost embarrassing Clinton's Trump supporters, I should say. Doesn't that work against us, or does that help people who support Trump?
Well, luckily, the Beltway pundits and the political analysts aren't the swing voters in this election, Judge. It is voters that sit in states like Ohio and Florida and North Carolina and Wisconsin, to name a few. And they're the ones that's going to decide this election. And they're not worried about what Cokie Roberts or many of the pundits have to say, nothing in particular against Cokie, but they want somebody that's going to make them safer, both economically and through their personal security.
Do you think that Cokie Roberts, I mean, by saying that anyone who supports Trump is morally tainted, I mean, she has a responsibility to speak about the facts. She's on television.
And frankly,
I'm an opinion, by the way. I'm not.
I'm an opinion too. And you know, frankly, as a Clinton supporter, I normally get that kind of attack from conservatives. So it is a little curious, you know, really questioning your you know, where your heart is in some respects. But obviously, I do believe in my candidate. You know, entirely. So I think you're right. Cokie's a journalist.
Okay.
Stay out of it.
Quickly, because we've got to go. David, with immigration, he's going to tackle that this week. Is he going to pivot from where he was and soften it up a bit? What do you think?
It does appear that he wants to first make sure the border is secure and deal with those who are the most heinous criminals. And then past that, I think it's open for discussions with it ultimately, though, being about security.
All right, got to go. David Avella, Danielle McLaughlin, that's it for us tonight. Remember, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at @Judge_Jeanine.